Hello and welcome to No Rest for the Weekend. I'm Jason Godbey, here with part one of our series of episodes recapping our coverage of this year's Tribeca Festival. We are going to take you to the red carpet for 3 different features, but first, here's a quick word from our sponsor.
No Rest for the Weekend's coverage of the Tribeca Film Festival is sponsored by Black Magic Design, the world's highest quality products for the feature film, post and broadcast industries. blackmagicdesign.com, and by the Tonkawa Film Festival, celebrating short films from around the world. tonkawafilmfestival.com.
All right, first up, we've got Lake George, a neo-noir from director Jeffrey Rayner, starring Keri Safran and Shea Whigham. The film had its world premiere at Tribeca this year. We spoke with Whigham along with stars Keri Safran, Max Casella, Troy Metcalf, and producer Joey Oglesby on the red carpet. First of all, I got to ask you, you've arrived at Tribeca.
Yes.
What is this like? What's going through your mind right now?
This is so joyful to be here, to be in a community of people who not only love making movies, but people who love watching movies. So the people who are going to be in this theater tonight are all the fabulous people who helped make this movie happen and are helped getting it out there, and all the people who saw, oh my goodness, we can get tickets to the Tribeca Film Festival, like, let's go, let's see these brand new movies as soon as possible. And that is so excited to know that we're going to be in an audience of movie lovers, and that is the thing that is the most exciting for me.
So you have to tell me, what is your role in this film?
My role in this film is I am the lovely Shea Whigham's ex-wife in this film. So this is really a sort of road movie of redemption for his character, and when we find each other again in the movie, a lot has gone on between us, and so our time together on screen really had to carry the weight of that and the gravitas of that, and it was a beautiful set in which to do that very vulnerable stuff, and so many of us at the cast agreed that it was the best set we've ever been on.
So this is listed as a neo-noir. What are your favorite noirs? What inspired you?
Bring it to me. Okay, I'm a huge noir person. My favorite American author is Raymond Chandler, even though he was born in England. I know my stuff. I know what I'm talking about. Just the other night was watching Double Indemnity. My favorite movie is The Third Man. I am all about it. So this has those darker elements of people making not such great decisions and trying to still survive despite that. And while having what I think the best noirs have, a sense of humor.
With this role, you're not the femme fatale.
I am not the femme fatale.
Do you want to be a femme fatale in a movie one day?
I mean, I generally think I'm too funny to be a femme fatale, even though I'm not funny in this movie.
What do you want to see here tonight? Well, you mentioned the audience. What kind of reaction do you want people to have?
I'm really looking forward to people finding the humor in this. There's a lot of dark stuff that's happening, but through the pain of the characters and the loneliness of the characters, I'm really excited for everybody to see the crazy stuff that goes down and to laugh at it.
I'm here with the great Max Casella. Max, talk to me about this movie. Give me a little bit of a synopsis and tell me about your role.
It's a neo-noir film. It's about Shea Whigham's character, Keri Safran. There's some Armenian gangsters. I play one of them, and I basically am making Shea's life miserable in the film. And I haven't seen it yet, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it comes out.
What do you think this film is doing that other neo-noirs haven't done? What are we going to see that we haven't seen before?
That's a difficult question. I don't think it's about what you haven't seen before. I just think on its own, it stands on its own as a piece of entertainment that I think is immensely entertaining and very funny and dark.
I've heard about the comedy. You're a great comedian. Do you get to do some funny stuff in this film?
Well, I haven't seen it yet. I hope so. I think so.
All right, and do you have any other projects that are coming up?
I'm in the middle of filming the second season of Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone in Atlanta.
And just give me a little brief, like how it feels to be at Tribeca.
Honored to be at Tribeca Film Festival in the most wonderful city in the world, the city of my home, New York City, and I'm so proud to be here.
Troy, tell me, you've arrived at Tribeca. Yeah. How does this feel, man?
It's incredible to be here at Tribeca Film Festival. I mean, as an actor, you know, there's a bunch of boxes that you would kill to check in your career, and I think Tribeca is one of those boxes for sure. You know, I started off a New York actor. I trained at a place called New Actors Workshop for grad school with Mike Nichols, George Morrison, and Paul Sills. Spent about 10 years acting here. My first television show, Strangers with Candy, was here in New York. Then I moved to LA, so it's really nice to be back with this.
Tell me about your character in this.
So I play Artie, who is kind of a little bit of a thug. You know, not the smartest guy, but also not the nicest either. So he's, you know, someone that's very close to who I actually am.
This is a great neo-noir. What are some of your favorite noir films?
Salt and Sea, which is incredible, and that's one of my favorite. Also, Memento is very noir-esque, right? And that's an incredible Christopher Nolan film that people kind of, you know, forget about now, I think, considering what Nolan's done since.
Are you in anything coming up that we can look for you in?
So I have Joker 2, Joker Folie à Deux, coming out in October 4th.
First of all, you're here at Tribeca. How does this feel, man, to be premiering a movie here?
So great, man. Love the Tribeca Film Festival. I've been an actor mainly most of my life, and any of the time you get to be at a festival like this, celebrated with some of the best film cinephiles in the world, it's really special.
What do you want for this movie? You're about to see it with an audience. What do you anticipate?
I want them to feel what we felt shooting it. It was special. There was a special energy. We wanted it to be a kind set. We wanted it to be a welcoming place, and because of that, I think we were able to produce a place where art could really thrive. That's what I want out of Gray Fox, my company that produced this, and I want us to be a truly independent place where incredible actors and artists like Keri Safran and Shea Whigham can do their thing without the outside system kind of telling them how to do it.
So first of all, congratulations on being here at Tribeca. How does this feel to be opening a movie here?
I was just telling her it's surreal. It's really surreal to be here with this movie and where I started out. I started right around the corner. So, you know, and I'm getting a chance to be here with people like Keri Safran and with a film that we're really proud of.
What are you doing differently that we haven't seen before in a noir?
I don't know that we're. I don't know that we're. We're not reinventing the wheel with noir, but we got a truthful film that I think is. I can't wait to watch it play.
The new drama A Mistake had its world premiere at Tribeca. Based on the novel of the same name by Carl Schunker, A Mistake stars Elizabeth Banks as a surgeon who finds herself in a difficult situation after a medical misadventure. We were there on the red carpet to speak with director Christine Jeffs and one of the stars of the film, Mickey Sumner. Christine, you arrived at Tribeca. How does this feel?
I love being here. I'm so grateful for our film to have been selected. It's a profound performance from Elizabeth and a conversation starter about really important issues, about medical misadventure, the ethics of the health system, and our accountability and human fallibility.
What was it about the story that made you want to tell it and thought you were the right person to tell it?
Oh, that's a really poignant question because, I loved the novel, but it spoke to me particularly because of my own experience of medical misadventure with our cinematographer John Toon, who's also my partner, and he was kind of in a very precarious state for a long time, and we learned about the power of advocacy and kind of the nuanced and fragile state of the health system and how it can fail people.
This is a novel, but this became a personal story for you.
Yeah, I think you have to find your own path into all of these stories to make, to create the passion for the time frame it takes to make them. To write it, to cast it, to direct it, to post-produce it, it takes such a long time. So you have to have a very deep commitment to the story you want to tell.
What was it about Elizabeth Banks that made you want to cast her as Elizabeth?
I think probably when we spoke, she was deeply committed to the story and the character of Elizabeth Taylor, and I really felt with that commitment and the intelligence she brought to the conversations that she was able to go deeply into that world. So I think that's probably the key thing.
So we're world premiering here today. How do you want to see audiences react? What message do you want to have come across?
I'm not really sure how I want audiences to react, because the audience will react in terms of how the story touches them, or how it activates a conversation with them and their lives. And I mean, these medical kind of misadventures, and I don't know why there's an adventure in the word, because it's not an adventure. I mean, it's when things go wrong, and they do. You know, everyone's had some kind of experience with the medical system or the health system, and we've all got stories to tell. And yeah, I just found it fascinating. I found it fascinating working with our consultant surgeon and the real surgical nurses, our prosthetics team. It's very real, and I think it's a great thing to talk about.
I'm here with Mickey Sumner. Mickey, you've arrived. You're here at Tribeca with the movie, bringing it in for a landing. How does that feel?
Oh, I mean, it's such a pleasure to be back at Tribeca Film Festival. It's been a few years, and I live in New York, so it feels like it's a celebration for me to be here, and with this movie too, and with Christine Jeffs, who I'm a massive fan of, as well as just being her actor.
What attracted you to the project?
Well, Christine Jeffs, who did Sylvia and Rain and Sunshine Cleaning, and I was just always a fan. And then Elizabeth Banks, who is a powerhouse of an actor, producer, businesswoman, who I just adore and sort of want to try and soak up all her confidence and charisma. And then the story, really, it's an amazing story about this moment, this mistake, and how it ripples through a life and many lives, and has sort of these awful repercussions, and then how you sort of navigate that. And I just thought it was a fascinating story.
Tell us about your character.
I play Robin, who is a scrub nurse in the hospital that Elizabeth Banks. Her character is called Elizabeth Taylor in the story, so I feel I'm always Elizabeth and Elizabeth. And she, I'm her scrub nurse, so I work closely with her in the ER, and then I'm also her lover, a sort of secret lover, who gets sort of caught up a little bit in the mistake, and what that does into the relationship.
This sounds like there's a lot of intense scenes, pretty dramatic. How are you guys approaching those?
I mean, we had a 3-day surgery scene that we had to learn, the choreography between the opening of the body to sewing it back up. So I did a lot of training with a surgeon and a scrub nurse, and so I learned a lot about about surgery and all the instruments and the sewing up and the how to pass the tweezers to the surgeon so they don't drop it in the body. It was fascinating. I loved it.
Are you squeamish?
No, thank God. I wouldn't have survived. There was a lot of fake blood and guts.
This movie sounds like it's very personal to Christine. Everybody has a medical story. Was there anything that made it personal for you?
My son was in the NICU for 3 weeks when he was born, so yes, yeah. I spent a lot of time in the hospital with doctors and nurses and monitors, and this was coming at it from a very different angle. As a parent, you're in a very different place than you are from the medical staff in a hospital who is just there sort of every day. So yeah, it was fascinating to go to that side.
Did that give you a facility for those scenes, or did it make it harder because you had that personal barrier?
I just found it interesting because it was when it's your day to day, and surgeries and death, and it's sort of like a part of the job. It's sort of an interesting new spin on my experience, which had been pretty traumatic.
And on a lighter note, what do you want audiences to kind of take home tonight?
I mean, Elizabeth Banks' performance is incredible. She's so amazing in this movie, and it's not really a role that anyone's really seen her in. I think really her performance is stellar. And also just Christine Jeffs, her eye and her artistic sensibility is just really special. And I think it's a serious movie, but it's a worthwhile movie.
For you coming out, and you got any projects coming out? I think we have a new season.
Season 4 of Snowpiercer is coming out in July, which has been long. There's been a long wait, so we're very excited. I'm shooting a movie in July, a little indie in New York City. Go New York. And then I just finished shooting an HBO TV show with Mark Ruffalo. So I think that comes out next year.
Can you give us any story points, any hints for Snowpiercer fans?
Absolutely not. No way. Just watch it.
On a lighter note, also making its world premiere, The French Italian is a new comedy from writer-director Rachel Wolther about a young couple in New York City who stage a fake play in order to combat their annoying karaoke singing neighbor. We spoke with the director along with some of the stars of the film, Catherine Cohen, Aristotle Athari, Ruby McCollister, Chloe Cherry, and producer Miranda Khan.
Rachel, talk to me about the film. Just give me a little background and how does it feel to be here premiering Tribeca?
The French Italian is a comedy about a New York couple that puts on a fake play to get revenge on their noisy neighbor. And the reason they hate her so much is because she sings karaoke in the apartment and wakes them up. And it stars Catherine Cohen and Aristotle Athari, Chloe Cherry, John Rudnitsky, Ruby McCollister, and all kinds of amazing comedy talent here in New York. It's a New York movie. We shot it here. And we're so excited to be premiering it at kind of the biggest film festival in New York City, Tribeca.
Talk to me about the journey from sort of conception to Tribeca.
This is an independent film. I wrote the script and I put it together with the help of my team, my producer Miranda Khan. We cast the film, we raised the money independently, and we produced it just because we loved it so much. We wanted it to become to life, and we were really happy to find a home for its premiere here at Tribeca.
This is like a real New York story. Are you all New Yorkers?
I'm a lifelong New Yorker, and many of the team is. Some of the people come from out of town, but it's very New York heavy, and we were lucky to film all around the city in many iconic places on the East River, in a ferry, in Grand Central Terminal, and in Zabar's, my favorite grocery store / restaurant.
Were you inspired by other New York films? Do you have a few in mind that sort of influenced you?
Yeah, I mean, Whit Stillman's Metropolitan is a big influence. I would say The Producers is a big influence on this film. I mean, New York is such a photogenic, beautiful city, and also just like full of garbage and trash, so kind of amazing. It's the perfect place to make a movie.
What are the plans for the movie going forward? What are your hopes? What are your fears seeing it with an audience tonight?
Yeah, we're playing some more film festivals over the next 6 months, and then we're hoping it comes to a theater near you.
I'm here with Catherine Cohen. Catherine, you've arrived. You're at Tribeca. What does that feel like?
It feels like a New York dream come true.
Tell us about your role in the film.
I play Valerie. She's a woman who doesn't want to deal with her own life, so she invents problems that have to do with other people instead.
Was there kind of a New York influence for you, like a New York movie or anything that you were kind of drawn on?
Oh my God, I just always knew I would live in New York from day one. And I just hit 10 years here, so it's official.
What New York movies inspired you?
New York movies. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. I want to eat that ice cream at the plaza. That's my dream.
You're about to see the film here with an audience tonight. What are your anticipations?
I think we'll be giggling. I think it'll be lots of giggling. It'll be fun. It's a silly, sweet film.
Are you in anything else going forward? Is there anything else you want to brag about, talk about coming up?
Oh, I'm going to be in the new season of Only Murders in the Building.
Fantastic.
So I'm very excited about that.
So I'm here with Ruby McCollister. Ruby, how does it feel? You've arrived at Tribeca.
It's thrilling. It's exhilarating. I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Tell me about your role in the film.
So I play a girl named Wendy, and she's one of those girls where at first you think she might be almost too cool for you, and then you get to know her, and she's she's more bizarre than you'd ever imagine her being.
What was the inspiration for you for the film? Were you looking at other comedies, other New York movies?
Oh, other New York movies. You know, I always look to the movies of Todd Solondz for a lot of my characters. Just weird, far out characters. But Wendy really, my character really sprung right out of me. So who really knows where she came from?
You're about to see it here with an audience tonight.
Yeah.
What are your hopes? What are your fears? Anticipation?
Well, I don't love looking at myself on camera, but I hope people laugh, 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 clap, 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 have a good time. Yeah.
I'm here with Chloe Cherry. Chloe, you've arrived at Tribeca. What does this feel like?
It feels amazing to finally have a movie coming out.
So tell us about your part in the film.
My part in the film, I play the very annoying neighbor.
What are your hopes for the film going forward? What do you want to see people react tonight?
I hope that everybody loves the film and that the film gets distributed and it makes a ton of money, tons of money, and gets to go somewhere where people can watch it for forever and enjoy it, and it becomes an absolute classic.
I'm here with Aristotle Athari. Aristotle, you're at Tribeca. How does this feel?
Tribeca's great. How does it feel? It feels muggy. It feels wrong, but I'm also very honored to be part of it. It's a very historical film festival, and I'm really lucky to be here.
Tell us about your part in the film.
I play Kat's significant other, partner in crime, in trying to get revenge on our neighbor. That's about as much as I want to tell you. You should see the movie.
Were you inspired by any other great New York comedies?
I really wasn't inspired by anything specific for this film. Just really Rachel's vision for the film, the script, and Kat's performance was really easy to bounce off of because she's so brilliant in the movie.
What do you want the audience to walk away with?
Saying that he did an okay job.
You're a modest man.
I want them to walk away feeling like they got a little piece of New York, and that it was a fun comedy, and it would inspire them to possibly, take a trip to the Big Apple, I guess.
All right, I'm here with Miranda Khan, the producer of The French Italian. Miranda, you're at Tribeca. You've arrived. This is like the producer's mecca. How does this feel?
As a native New Yorker, it's the greatest feeling and greatest festival in the world.
So tell me a little bit about the film in terms of what you want audiences to get out of it, what they're going to see.
Honestly, I really just want audiences to have an amazing time. That's why we make comedies, that's why we do it. So people can laugh, enjoy themselves, let go of any drama in their life or pain in their life, and just smile.
All right, and do you have any other projects coming up down the road that we should look for you?
Yeah, so I actually have 4 other features and 8 shorts in production and post-production right now. But one that I'm particularly excited about is a short film that I actually wrote and directed myself for the very first time. It's called Fame and Other 4-Letter Words, and it actually stars Chloe Cherry, who's in The French Italian, and it features Fran Scorsese, Devin Walker from Saturday Night Live, Richie Shazam, Mary Catherine Garrison, Lauren Servideo, Ruby McCollister, also from The French Italian. It's just a stacked cast, and it's going to be so fun.
And that's all we got for you today. Thanks so much for taking this trip down the rabbit hole. For more of our content, including more film festival coverage, visit our website, norestfortheweekendpodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform or on YouTube, youtube.com/getbehindtherabbit. I'd like to thank everyone who came out to chat with us at Tribeca this year, and a big thanks to our sponsors, the Tonkawa Film Festival and Black Magic Design. For Behind the Rabbit Productions, I'm Jason Godbey. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
This is the BTRP Media Network.